Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for liftoff.
5,
Come on.
4, 3,
Let's get this
2,
puppy off the ground.
0. Ignition.
Do it with me.
Liftoff.
I need everything you got, folks. All that fuel, all that energy, all that drive. Motivación. Let's go. Come on, come on.
Get ready. Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats. Get ready
For the ride of your life.
The show with no name tag. On Vaughn Radio. It's a show with no name.
Where? Oh, right. Vaughn Radio. Come on, let's go. We like it loud. Wake up, sleepyhead. I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell my daughter. Wake up, sleepyhead. Dormilona. It's a funny one. Cabeza de dormida. Sleepyhead. Right? We say up and at 'em. Arriba y a por ellos. Up and at 'em. Adam is at them. No, at them. Up and at 'em, folks. Rise and shine. And rise and shine, you know what that means? Rise and shine is the same as up and at 'em. Let's go. Let's grab the day by the horns. And I wish you the same. I wish my lovely daughter, Lara, who, by the way, was in the studio with me again this weekend. She loves to come on in the studio and participate. And I don't want to talk about any of our other Vaughn Radio ads, los anuncios. But right now, there is a clear favorite, a clear winner of cutest or best ad ever. That's right, folks. The surveys are in, los sondeos ya están entregados, and everybody's saying it. My daughter knocked it out of the park. And if that doesn't make you want to come to our trivia night, I don't know what will. Man, I'm really excited, and it's still a couple weeks away. It's November 1st. But either way, let me just play it. I'll have my daughter tell you, because she's just so much cuter than I am. Hey, Lara, do you have any plans for November 1st?
Hey, Daddy. Yeah, it's Vaughn Radio. Trivia night, baby.
Where is it taking place?
It's at Real Madrid.
What time does it start?
It's at 8:30. Get there at 8.
And who's hosting this time?
Seriously? Come on, Daddy. It's your turn.
Thank God my daughter isn't as forgetful as I am. I'm going to jot it down this time. And so should you. We'll see you for another Vaughn Radio Trivia Night at Roll Madrid, hosted by yours truly, un servidor. I'll see you November 1st at 8:30 p.m. at Roll Madrid for another exciting Vaughn Radio Trivia Night.
Be there or be square, amigos.
Yeah, Lara knocked it out of the park. Man, and I'm not just talking about the pronunciation here. I'm talking about, like, she is just oozing. Rezumar. I've seen the word before. See, it's still not in my head. She is just oozing with, to ooze. Rezumar. Whoa, I remember it. Guys. She is just oozing personality. Oh, my goodness. So great job, Lara. She loves to record with me. And speaking of recording, I hope you guys will record this week's question of the week.
question of the week.
That's right. Charge. That's what we say when we hear that. Do. In English, we do charge. Well, folks, that's right. You know it. The question of the week. Now, I've already gotten some amazing answers from some students. So great job, Kubla, Chris, Maria Jose. And I know many of you are still working on it. But remember, before this Thursday evening, and preferably Wednesday, before Wednesday, send me the question of the week. All you have to do is answer this question. Tell us about your most embarrassing English situation. When you put your foot in it, cuando metiste la pata, we say el pie en vez de la pata. And it's always funny because at that moment you were like, oh my God, I want to die. I want, as we say, SMH, shoot me here, dispárame aquí, como camión, mátame, that kind of feeling. But you know what? Then it ends up being a really funny anecdote and everybody can learn from it. So I think that's a wonderful thing to share. And as always, I'll share mine as well. I always like to share with you guys. I think this show is not just about learning and interacting and having fun, but there's also a big element of sharing. And in English, we say sharing is caring. Oh, sharing is caring. Si compartes es la vida, es todo, right? Demuestra que importa la persona. So your most embarrassing English situation, one where you totally turned red, you were blushing and you were thinking, oh my God, what did I just say? And you know how you can usually tell? By the person's reaction, by their face. When you look at their face and they're like, huh? They have this really confused look on their face. So please participate if you haven't. I'd love to hear from you. And I know I speak on behalf of each and every one of us. We'd love to hear from you on the question of the week. We'll do it on Friday. This is a normal week. No holiday. By the way, I hope you guys all enjoyed your long weekend if you had one. But it's back to the grind. La vuelta al cole. We've got a lot to do here on the show today. So do that. Send me a 1-minute voice message telling us your biggest faux pas or screw up in English. And you can send it to my email address, alonso@grupovon.com. alonso@grupovon.com. Keep it under a minute. Start by introducing yourself. And if you don't like the way it turned out, do it again. That's the whole thing. It's not live. This radio show is live. I can't just say, oh, hey, stop. I don't like how that came out. You can. So use it to your advantage. But also, don't do it too much because the goal is not perfection. The goal is to sound natural. So don't read. Please don't read. Sometimes I hear some of you guys turning the page. Remember, when I get your audio, what I do is I bring the volume up and I equalize it a little bit and I can hear everything. All right, well, folks, it's time for today's pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Hands up, pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. That's right, folks. That's right. It is our pop quiz section. And this is a section of the show where I give you some content and I test you on it. Now, this is either content that one of my amigos at Vaughn Radio has tweeted or posted on Instagram, or something that Vaughn has posted, or it's something from one of our books, the many books that you can get at the Von Tienda. And a quick reminder, we've got the Von Tienda in Bilbao, Valladolid, Zaragoza, Barcelona, Valencia, Santander, Vigo, and Madrid. You can also get all of our books online at our website, which is, our bookshop website. Our main website is grupovon.com. That's where you can find out about courses, special offers. Also, if you follow us on social media, then you will be in the know, enterado. And then you'll know about our latest programs as well here on Vaughn Radio. Today, you've got Ruby from 3 to 4 p.m. with her new program, Speak Up. Have you guys listened to it? Let me know what you think. I haven't. I told you I listened to it, or I told you I was gonna listen to it. I didn't get a chance. Yeah. Lara's at this stage in her life where she's like, Papi, I'm the only one who exists. Okay, so you just pay attention to moi. So Ruby, today from 3 to 4 p.m., it's right after the lunchtime show with Rob and Andy, which is tons of fun. And right before the lunchtime show, you've got Ximena Holiday. So what a great lineup you've got right until 4 p.m. And then at 4 p.m., you've got Dave Boys and The Salad. Then we've got Kyle Miller. And then another new program, which is called Frankly Speaking, where Chris Frank is your bartender, tu barman. And he teaches you the ins and outs, los pormenores, the ins and outs of English all the time. So, a nice warm welcome. If you haven't reached out to them, si no habéis contactado con ellos, reach out to them. They are really, really awesome. We have a little group, a little WhatsApp group, and they feel so lucky. Well, also, you got to admit, we're welcoming people. The moment Rob said, hey guys, welcome Ruby and Chris to our WhatsApp group and to the radio, and we were just thrilled. And so really cool, guys. Nice vibes, good vibes. New shows today, 3 to 4 p.m. Speak Up with Ruby. Give it a listen. Something new, something fresh. And then for the drive home, or when you're at the gym or preparing dinner, you can have a drink with Chris in Frankly Speaking. It's all here on Vaughn Radio. Also, our website, grupovon.com. All right, amigos. Wonderful stuff there. All right, well, we've got so much to do. So what I need you guys to do right now is I want you to listen. I want you to listen very carefully and very closely, because I'm going to play an audio clip. Now, this is an audio clip of a conversation from one of our materials called Conversaciones en Inglés. There are 3 levels. You've got beginner, intermediate, and advanced. I'm giving you some from intermediate today, and on the cover, you'll see Richard Vaughn and myself here, and it's awesome. It's really a great material. It comes with the conversation, and then you've got in bold, in negrita, you've got some of the most important things, or at least the things that they wanted to highlight, they being Ximena and her team, Carmen. So it's awesome. It gives you the audio. You listen to the audio. You can follow along if need be. And then there are a bunch of questions. So all I need you guys to do right now is pay attention, because I'm going to ask you to use some of the vocabulary and expressions that we're going to hear right now. This is Conversaciones en Inglés 2. If you have it, it is chapter 90. Oh, no, wrong chapter. Excuse me. Chapter 77. Chapter 77, and it's called The Solo Artist. Here we go, guys. Pay attention.
Hey, you. Where have you been hiding?
Harold, I've got some unbelievable news. Shall we grab a coffee and I'll fill you in?
Okay. I've got to take these books back to the library first. So wait here for me and I'll be right back.
No, I'll come with you. Let me help you carry them, and then we can go to the student canteen. You're not going to believe my news.
Tell me, is it something to do with the band? Have you been signed?
Yes? Well, kind of. It's a bit of a long story, Harold, but I'm so excited. I've been signed as a solo artist. The best part of it is, is that your lecturer? It looks like he's looking for you.
Oh no, hurry up. I have to avoid him. Carry on.
Okay. Well, the best part is that the label have agreed to use my track, the one that I wrote.
You're having me on. This is amazing. What about the other girls, though? What's happened to them?
This is it. The label didn't want to sign us as a group, so I had to choose to either go solo or miss the chance. I'm not being funny, but what would you do? I mean, Patty can carry a tune, but she hasn't got any stage presence.
No, of course you made the right choice. Everybody has always said that you carry the group. Don't feel bad. What about Vanessa?
They asked me and Vanessa to perform again. They basically gave her another chance to impress them once Patty had gone. We had to think of a routine quickly, but I don't think she carried it off. I sound horrible, I know, but she was too nervous and it showed. They told her she wasn't what they were looking for.
I can't believe it. So you're a recording artist, officially. Congratulations. We need to celebrate. This is what you've been waiting for. Give me your autograph before you get famous and forget about me.
Don't get carried away, Harold. I've not even been in a studio yet. They told me that in a few weeks we can start recording. I've got a lot of work to do and a lot of things to organize. I'm so nervous, but excited.
Wow. Just carry on doing what you do best and you'll be fine. I'm over the moon for you.
All right. Great job over there to, I think it was Chris and Siobhan. Siobhan and Chris. All right. Well, guys, now you've got to give me some info over here because, well, hopefully you were paying close attention and you guys are on it. I'm going to ask you for 3 expressions that we just heard. All right. And I want you to use them in context. That's the whole idea, right? So here we go. The first one was at the beginning. I'm going to go in order. The first one is poner alguien al día. Okay, so Carolina, she says, I've got some unbelievable news. Shall we grab a coffee? Y te pongo al día. That's number 1. That is number 1. Okay, number 2. She said something, no, Harold said, me estás tomando el pelo. This is amazing. What about the other girls, though? What happened to them? All right, so me estás tomando el pelo. And it's not, you're taking my hair. FYI. That's the second one. And of course, I want you to use it in context. Use it in your context. Personalize the language, amigos. And the last one is she told him, don't, I'm trying to, because this one, let's see. Oh, here it is. I got it. So she tells him at some point, he gets overly excited. And she says, tranquilate. You know, let's see. He becomes overcome with excitement. Okay? Se deja llevar. And she says un poco, okay, cálmate. Right? Estás un poco entusiasmado. That is the one. All right? Se me va de las manos, I think would be a nice translation, but that's the situation. Let's go on over to our virtual chat room and see our students who are with us eager and excited to learn English and have some fun. Let's see, Born to Iron Man in the house. He says, morning, folks, up and at 'em. Indeed. What's up, Born to Iron Man? Hope you're doing well, buddy. There's David. David says, good morning, Alberto and mates, and David is ready to rock as always. Anix says, totalmente nativo. Yeah, was it from the Rezumar? You know what it is? Once you look up a word, remember, when I prepare the FYI episodes, I prepare PDF documents with them. It takes me a long time, to be honest. But it's awesome because do they work? My Spanish vocabulary has gone through the roof. I'm not trying to brag. My Spanish. I'm telling you that there are times when my wife or another Spanish person is like, ¿Cómo se la palabra que busca? I'm like, tal, porque lo tengo presente. Now, I spend about 2 hours a week working on these documents. And a lot of the words I know, the game I play with myself is, let's see how many of the words I know offhand and how many I have to look up. And some of them I have to look up a couple times because I want to make sure as well. But yeah, see, I'm lucky. My job, creating content for you guys, is helping me improve my Spanish. That's right, folks. As you know, FYI, you can always get some bonus content every week and learn as you have fun, learn about a different topic. Last Friday, we released the episode on weapons, mi arma. If you haven't listened to it, give it a listen. There's Laura. She says, good morning. Lovely show with no namers. Lara is so precious. She's a natural. Yeah. I'll tell you something. We did 3 takes. Hicimos 3 tomas. We did 3 takes. She only needed 1. But you know me. I'm like, por el audio, por si acá. I'm like, give me one more time, one more. And she really, really nailed it. And you know what, Laura? That's the general opinion right now. That's the word on the street, as we say. Everybody, I mean, I remember last week I was sitting in the office and Rob sent me a WhatsApp, Rob Grams. And he goes, dude, your daughter is simply adorable. I just heard the ad for the trivia night, and she is just adorable. Nacho said, best Vaughn radio ad ever. So that's my daughter kicking butt. Arrasando. I love it. I love it. Just like Laura always does here on the show. Hey, Laura, Lara, the L's are lovely. There's Vero. Don't forget about the V's, who are lively and vivacious. What's up, Vero? How you doing? She says, morning, beautiful people. Better late than never. Oh, yeah. We keep the door open, guys. We keep the door open without a doubt. And there's Kubla. What's up, buddy? Good morning to you. Kubla is always, I'll tell you guys a little thing here. Kubla is always the first one to send me his question of the week audio note. So Kubla, don't think I haven't noticed. And they're great. As I said, it's not about the speed, right? It's more about how it sounds. But it sounds great, as you guys know, week after week. Kubla, you sound great. And at the same time, you get it done swiftly. You guys know this word, right? Taylor Swift. Swift is rápido. So, veloz, swift. All right. Well, great to have you. And Kubla taking a stab at our pop quiz. Let's see. The first one. He filled me in regarding what's in store. The first one is A-OK. To fill somebody in. Can you fill me in? Que también es rellenarme. Can you fill me in? What do you mean? Like a donut? Like a jelly donut? Hey, that's a good joke. Right? What did the donut say to the baker? Can you fill me in? All right. You want cream or you want jelly? Or chocolate for you chocoholics. So great. Fill me in. Muy, muy nativo. Say that to your English teacher. Watch their eyes pop out of their head. All right, the second one. They tried to play her for a fool, but she retaliated. All right. They tried to play her for a fool. Tomarle el pelo. All right, great. Great one. There's a different one here in the book, but we'll look at that in just a moment. You know why? I can't believe it, folks. We have to go to our first commercial break. But Kubla looks great. That'll give you guys some time, too, to take a stab at it. Inténtalo. I can help you. All right, folks, we'll be right back with tons more, so stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio, where English is exciting. Yeah, it's informative. It's friendly. It's fun. Hey, come up with your own adjectives. That's why this is called the show with no name. Sure. It's whatever you want it to be. Maybe it's your cup of coffee, you know? Maybe for you, the show with no name is a little energy boost, a little English boost, we know. But maybe it's a little something else for you. Well, whatever it is, call it what you want. It's your home every day from 10:30 to 12:30 on Vaughn Radio, and it's an honor and a pleasure to have you all here. And I don't just speak for myself. I speak on behalf of every single person at Vaughn Radio. We love you. Thanks for bringing the magic. And thanks for bringing your electric energy. It's contagious. You know it. Are you guys ready to participate? We've got a lot of challenges up ahead, amigos. So hold on to your hats because it's time for the Say What soundbite. Yeah, yeah. Say what? What? Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's the Say What soundbite. 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 All right, amigos. You know how this works. I'm going to play this soundbite for you 4 times. You'll get 4 chances to write down everything you heard. That's right. And we'll see how you do. Good luck. I think this one's going to be relatively easy, judging it by all the other ones we've looked at. So is everybody ready? You're going to hear this 4 times. This is the first listen.
And then it was year 6, and my contract is now up. I want you to pay me what you're paying the men. I have the highest demographics of all women in television, 18 to 49. You can see I smartened up by this point.
All right, there you go, folks. There you go. All right. Pretty, I mean, crystal clear as far as speaking is concerned. All right. Let's see. I'll give you a second just to jot some stuff down if you're jotting it down. And then I'm going to play it for you again in just 1 second. And then we'll go back to the pop quiz because we need to finish that. And we've got some other people participating as well. And I want to know your opinion on what you heard. Is everybody ready? Here we go.
And then it was year 6, and my contract is now up. I want you to pay me what you're paying the men. I have the highest demographics of all women in television, 18 to 49. You can see I smartened up by this point.
All right. There you go, amigos. That is your Say What soundbite. You're going to hear that an additional 2 times here on the show today. But let's check out our pop quiz. So they tried to play her for a fool, but she retaliated. And that was Kubla saying, tomarle el pelo. That's great. It works, right? Tomarle por tonto. It's not the one in the book, but let's see. Laura's participating as well. Let's see. The third one. When I heard the news, I was carried away. The only thing, I'm just going to make a little adjustment there, Kubla. I got carried away. Se emplea con el verbo get, que es el verbo más útil. El comodín, the wild card in English. Get. You got to get it. In my latest book, This Book is the Shit, there's a chapter just on get, just to make sure you get it. So get the book if you haven't gotten it. Get it? All right. So I got carried away, and then it's perfect. Let's see, Laura. Laura says, let's have a coffee together and I'll fill you in on the latest news. I'll take it. Beautiful. Let's have a coffee together and I'll fill you in. Right? Te pondré al día. Let's see the second one. You've just been promoted? You're not joking, right? Okay, so you're joking. Estás tomándome el pelo. Estás de coña. Right? You're not joking, are you? Right? All right. And the last part, well, don't get carried away. Que no se te vaya la olla, I think would be, right? Excellent job to our amigos who participated. Now, also, are you having me on? To have somebody on is a very British way of saying, me estás engañando, me estás tomando el pelo. Are you having me on? Very British. And that was the one we heard in the conversation. So to get carried away, that means when you get a little overly excited about things, my life story, I always get carried away. The other one is the first one was to fill somebody in. And the next one is you're pulling my chain, you're pulling my leg, you're playing me for a fool, you're joking, right? Many different ways to say it. Ooh, nice. Bran Soleto, are you having me on? ¿Me estás tomando el pelo? Yes. That's very, are you having me on, mate? Say that to your teacher. Next time you're in class, any of you who are in class with me in my weekly classes, you can say that. The other students are going to say, what? Say, I think they're having me on. And say it with like a real British accent. Don't say I think. I think you're having me on, ain't you? Isn't it? You're having me on. You bloody bastards. Hey, I'm always telling you guys to imitate. I'm imitating people. All the time, I always imitate people, right? Since I was a little kid, I have imitated my mother and father. And some say I imitate them very well. Yes. Some say I even get, the intonation. And, when sometimes there's a crack in the voice, which happens when you get really excited, That's my mom and dad, by the way, if you didn't catch that. My dad with the Spanish accent, and my mother pronouncing every single syllable in the word. I know you guys love her. I'm telling you, every time I bring Spanish friends with me to the United States, all throughout history, cousins, friends, they were like, oh man, I could just listen to your mom all day. I'm like, well, unfortunately, not everybody speaks like my mama. All right, let's see. Let's see if you guys have something to say about the Say What soundbite. There's Anix. Anix, what's up? She says it sounds like a movie or a series scene. It's an American woman, stay away from me. And she's talking about the amount of money she receives based on the sex or based on her sex. Excellent job, Anix. Yeah. Wonderful. Wonderful job. Kubla says it's an American lady demanding her boss not to discriminate against females pay-wise. Ooh, great one, Kubla. En cuanto a. We're not doing too well time-wise. They had a meeting and they discussed things that were pay-wise. Referente a. Good, great one. En cuanto a. There's Laura. She says, I heard an American lady demanding equal pay. Absolutely. She reckons she should be paid as the men. Wow. I reckon. You guys sound excellent. You really sound excellent, guys. Let's see. Born to Iron Man is participating, and he says that native English speaker woman talks about men and women between 18 and 49, and they should be paid the same amount of money. Moolah, moolah. Moolah is another way of saying money, 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 money. Make money, money, make money, money. Anybody else? If not, we're going to move on because we've got a lot to do. But I've got to say, collectively, you guys have done a wonderful job in today's Say What and in the pop quiz. It's the pop quiz. That's right, amigos. But then if everybody's ready to rock, then we're going to move on to today's Spelling Bee.
Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee.
All right. Spelling Bee time. Spelling Bee. Oh, guys, I have a new assistant over here. You guys have a spokesperson, and you didn't even know it. Bran Sotelo over here says, move on. Well, I don't know if you speak for everybody, so we'll just see, because you don't know how many times, Bran Sotelo, that I've moved on and people have participated. So I like to give people enough time. But thanks for speaking on behalf of everybody. I'm sure you don't represent everybody. I don't know who you are, but we'll let everybody speak for themselves here in the class, okay? All right, well, here we go, folks. This is our Spelling Bee. This is round one. And as always, round one is only for superstars. So OTSS, baby, only the strong survive. The first word. Oh, they don't have to be capitalized today. Yeah, actually, you know what? Some of them do. Let's capitalize all of them for the sake of simplicity. Here we go. The first one is SASQUATCH. The second one is CHUPACABRAS. The third one is LOCH space NESS space Monster. The fourth one is Jersey space Devil. The fifth one is Mokele dash Mbembe. And the last one is Mothman. All right, let's see what you got, folks. Let's see what you got. I'll give you a little clue over here. Why not? I like to give you a clue. People repeatedly propagate, promote, perpetuate, and pass them down throughout pop culture. Even though there's no substantial proof, the population prefers to spread these popular parables. We'll uncover unreal urban legends on this week's episode of FYI. Welcome to For Your Info.
Inglés.
You got it. Hello, 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 and welcome to Goodbye. It's not time for FYI, but that is the FYI episode on urban legends. That's right, on urban legends. And I'll tell you something. If you haven't listened to it, it's a great one to listen to around the time of Halloween. And by the way, there's a Halloween episode too. Wherever you get your Vaughan podcasts, you can go over and search for Your English, FYI, and you can learn about a different topic every single week. All right, well, let's see. Looks like we've got somebody taking a stab at it over here. Let's see. It's Born to Iron Man. You guys want to bet on him or you want to bet against him? I know my answer. I bet on him. Okay, sometimes the only problem Born to Iron Man tends to have, and I think he's the first one to admit it, is he gets excited and he wants to, just get it out there. And sometimes he'll make one little mistake. But normally he's spot on. Let's see how he did. The first one is correct. The second one is also correct. The third one's correct. The fourth one is correct. The fifth one is correct. And oh my freaking goodness, the sixth one is also correct. Unbelievable. Born to Iron Man. How did you figure them out so fast, dude? Holy cow. Honestly, I've got to be honest, man. I don't think I could get them myself that fast. All right, well, here we go with round 2. This time I'm going to slow down. The first one is SASQUATCH. The second one is CHUPACABRAS. The third one is LOCH space NESS space MONSTER. Okay, that's number 3. Number 4, JERSEY space DEVIL. The fifth one, MOKELE dash or hyphen MBEMBE. That's a tough one over there, right? And the last one is MOTHMAN. So there we go, my amigos. That second round, I think, was really easy. Not easy. I mean, maybe for beginners, maybe it's tough. But for you guys, you should be able to get all 6 of those on the second go. The first one, as we said, our buddy nailed it. Let's see if anybody else got it over here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your buddy Kubla. Also correct. Also correct. And yes, folks, these are some famous cryptids. These animals that people, well, half animal, half person, who knows? But a lot of times they are, their existence is disputed. And I think most of you are familiar with these. The reason I chose these is because today, in the year 1869, 1869, the Cardiff Giant. The Cardiff Giant was one of the most famous, Sinte, famous hoaxes ever. And it was discovered today. And what is a hoax? Well, a hoax is a lie, but a big one. So un timo grande, masivo, right? A lot of people say the moon landing is a hoax. Un engaño muy planificado, muy elaborado is a hoax, okay? Y cuando se pone en plural es hoax, hoaxes, cambia a dos sílabas, okay? Hoax se escribe. So the Cardiff Giant, one of the most famous American hoaxes, is discovered. Now, what was the Cardiff Giant? Well, it was a 3-meter tall, supposed petrified man. Okay, a man, who turned to stone. And it was uncovered on October 16th, 1869, today, by workers who were digging a well. And to dig, excavar, they were digging a well, es un pozo, behind this barn, un granero, in Cardiff, New York. So that's why they call it the Cardiff Giant, excuse me. And basically, they covered the giant with this tent. And it became this huge, like, roadside attraction. And it was P.T. Barnum who finally bought this and put it on display for the whole world. And if you haven't listened to the circus episode of FYI, then you should. It's really interesting. We talk about P.T. Barnum. P.T. Barnum, I know you all know him as Hugh Jackman in The Greatest Showman, this one. So yeah, they realized it was a hoax. It was made by a guy who shipped it and made it in secrecy because, okay, now you can trace everything. But back then they could be like, well, he bought cement on Amazon and then so back then they had to go to the hardware store, La Ferreteria, and say, did Mr. Farmer Jones or anybody associated to him buy any of this material here? And very cool. It's just one of the many hoaxes. And I always think these are interesting because they're always open for debate. I always think of, too, when I think of these, I think of, what's his name here in Spain? Iker Jimenez. The guy, right? That's Nave del Misterio. This guy, what's it called? Cuarto Milenio. He always looks at this kind of stuff, too. And whether you believe or not, as I said, the cool thing is just to talk about it and, to think about, do these things really exist? And the first one on our list has many names. So I guess what's interesting about this one is that it has so many names that you might think, well, wait, if it's showing up all over the world here, well, then people are seeing it in different cultures. There are eyewitnesses, gente que supuestamente lo ven con los ojos. So his name is Bigfoot. That's what we call, where I come from. We call him Bigfoot, this mythical creature, but also referred to as Sasquatch. And there's a very famous film, if you want to check it out. It's called the Patterson-Gimlin film. And it's a film that came out in 1967. And it looks like either a gorilla or a big, tall man dressed in a gorilla suit. So, but yeah, they say that is a female Bigfoot. And Bigfoot is usually found in Canada and North America, supposedly. Now, again, if you take Bigfoot out into the snow, Well, then you call him the abominable snowman or the Yeti, right? So I don't know if they're linked in some way, but they're these big, monstrous, giant creatures that are even ape-like in some way. So that is our first one, Sasquatch. Again, probably the most famous one out there, Bigfoot. And when I was a kid, if you said the word Bigfoot, you were not talking about this mythical creature, this cryptid. Nope. Do you know what you were talking about? Let's see how well you guys know American culture. Let me give you a little clue. This Sunday, Monster Truck Jam. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. It's the Gravedigger versus Bigfoot in an all-out muddy challenge at Madison Square Garden. Monster Truck Jam. That's what those monster truck shows sound like. Not the shows, well, the shows and the ads on the radio. But man, Bigfoot, one of the most famous monster trucks out there, obviously named after the mythical creature. Folks, we've got to go to a quick commercial break. We'll take a look at some more cryptids when we come back. My favorite one, the goat sucker. Que no lo decimos así. Decimos chupacabras. Chupacabras. It's a chupacabras. Pero me encanta el goat sucker. Oh, man. Yeah, we'll also take a look at Nessie. Who? No, not Messi. I said Nessie. Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster. That and so much more after this quick commercial break. So, stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. Come on in. Don't forget to listen to all our amazing programs here on Vaughn Radio, especially our new shows, Speak Up and Frankly Speaking. You got Speak Up at 3 p.m. today, 3 to 4 p.m. And then you've got Frankly Speaking from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. Also, amigos, don't forget, we just opened a center in Las Tablas in Madrid. The boards. Yeah, una tabla de snow, una tabla de surf. Que no es table. Table es mesa. No sabes cuántos caen con eso. My table. I'm like, your table? Pero ¿cómo se dice tabla de snow? Dicen snowboard. Digo, entonces, where did you get lost there? Well, hey, it's a good way to remember it. Surfboard, ironing board, sí, tabla de planchar. ¿Y una tabla de madera cualquiera? That's right, a board. A floorboard, si es del suelo. There are boards of wood, wooden boards on the wall. I hope you're not getting bored with all this talk about boards. Hey, wait, we just looked at some homophones, and it's not even time for homophones. Or is it?
Homophones, homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's homophones only on the show with no name, where we look at words that tend to confuse some students. We'll see if you are among those, or if you will help me when we demystify these words. The first word is another way of saying closed. Okay? Closed. It's also the verb to close. So if I say close your mouth, what's another way of saying close your mouth? Close the door, right? Well, there's another one. There's a synonym for that. So I want you to give me that word, and I want you to give me the past tense of the verb to shoot. Now, what are those two words? And do the two words sound the same? Also es un tiro, un disparo, right? Es también un intento, okay? We've looked at that many, many times over here. So it's a very, very useful word, right? Extremely useful word. All right, so what are those two words? And tell me if they sound the same or not. All right, amigos, and in the meantime, I'm going to give you the Say What soundbite over here. This is the third listen. Please write down what you hear.
And then it was year 6, and my contract is now up. I want you to pay me what you're paying the men. I have the highest demographics of all women in television, 18 to 49. You can see I smartened up by this point.
All right, there we go, folks. Very easy today. Piece of cake, walk in the park, a breeze. Tres formas de decir pan comido, facilísimo. La única que no vale es eaten bread. Yeah, people like eating bread. That's gross, man. Ugh, come on. What has it got? Saliva all over it? All right, amigos, you've got your homophones. You've got your Say What soundbite for the third time. Let's also finish up our spelling bee. The second one was the chupacabras. As I said, we don't call it the goat sucker. We do call it the chupacabras. And this is in Puerto Rico and Hispanic America. It's generally described as a heavy creature, reptilian and alien-like, roughly the size of a small bear. And wow, that is an ugly-looking creature. It has spines and what else? It's in the States, in the southwest of the States, they describe it more as a dog. But you can find this supposedly in Puerto Rico, Mexico, and in the United States. So yes, and the name for this is because, Well, a lot of goats were turning up dead, and they were drained of their blood. And so something out there, el chupacabras. I love the name. I think the name is hysterical, to be honest. The next one is Nessie, as they lovingly call her, the Loch Ness Monster. And let me ask you this. How many people have gone to Scotland? And I'm not saying there aren't amazing things in Scotland. There are definitely amazing things. I can't wait to go one day myself. But how many people have exclusively made the trip to Scotland to go see Nessie, to see if they could spot the Loch Ness Monster? And we're learning some Scottish today, some Gaelic. Loch is a lake. Loch Ness Monster. The next one is the Jersey Devil. It's not just a hockey team. You say hockey, we say hockey, como y latina al final. It's not just a hockey team, right? It's also named after this creature, supposedly, that some woman and man abandoned their child in the barren pines of New Jersey. This very, very natural, it's probably the biggest forest near New York City. And pine is pinos. And suppose the legend says they left their kid there. They kind of isolated the kid from society because the kid had problems, was kind of like a monster, supposedly. And now that child morphed into this devil creature and lives in the Pine Barrens in New Jersey. The next one is, and let me see if I can pronounce it, Mokele Mbebe. This is Mbappe's favorite one. And this one is one that lives around the Congo River Basin. Okay. And supposedly this one, the name means the one who stops the flow of rivers. The one who stops the flow of rivers. So I guess this monster doesn't go with the flow. No se deja llevar. It doesn't go with the flow. Okay, all right, bad joke, really bad joke. That was our next one, Mokele Mbebe. I don't know. Again, please excuse my pronunciation. And our last one that we've got is Mothman. And Mothman is a humanoid creature that has been reportedly seen in the Point Pleasant area of West Virginia. There's even a movie called first there was a book called The Mothman Prophecies. And then there was also a movie, which I've seen. It's pretty good. It came out in 2002, starring Richard Gere. I don't know what it's called in Spanish. Maybe it's Mothman, La Profecía Mothman. Well, a moth is an animal, just in case you didn't know that. A moth is polilla, right? Moths are the ones that eat clothes. All right, let's take a look over here at our what were we doing? Oh, our homophones. All right, let's see. The first person to somebody's asking me, what time is it in Spain? Do I look like Google? Really? Why don't you go to Google and say, what time is it in Spain? Really? Is that what you're I don't think you understand how the show works here. Any other questions that you can answer on your own? Anyway, Marisol says and they are not sound alike. Well, first, Marisol, those are the correct words. So great job so far. And she says they are not. Cuidado con la estructura. They don't sound the same. So se puede decir they are not homophones or they don't sound the same, Marisol. All right, let's see what the rest of the students have to say. Laura, those are the correct words. And she says, and they are not homophones, I think. And here's my question. Where are the other 21 of you? Well, the ones who aren't asking me questions, you can ask Google. I mean, the ones who are participating in the sections. Only Marisol and Laura are going to take a shot. And to take a shot, vamos con la segunda palabra, shot. All right, so say it with me. Okay, shot. S-H-O-T. No es una O, shot. It's not shot, right? He shot the gun. And if I say nice shot, buen tiro. So también es tirar. He shot the weapon, tiró, perdona, en pasado, porque shoot en presente. Y la tercera columna. So it's shoot, shot, shot. Also, if you tell somebody, again, it's a very, very rich word. If you tell somebody I'm shot, it means I am totally exhausted. Man, I am shot. I'm totally shot. So it comes from the word shoot, que también me gusta esta. Cuando alguien me dice, Alberto, can I ask you a question? And I say, shoot, dispara, right? But the past tense is shot and the past participle is shot. And again, it has many other meanings. I took a shot. Hice, intenté, right? Take a shot. If you had one shot, one opportunity, una oportunidad. So it's also, I gave you one shot and you blew it. Te di una oportunidad y la cagaste, Burt Lancaster. So the second word, say it with me, shot. Shot. The first word, please shut the door. Te voy a decir los dos. Please shut the door because I'm shot. Porque estoy reventado, estoy cansado. Please shut the door because I'm shot. Ladies and gentlemen, Marisol and Laura. Yeah! Great job, Marisol and Laura, in today's homophones. So the first one, it's when you discover something you didn't know. Shut, pero es más corto. Shut, pues cortamos, shut the door. The store is shut. It's another way of saying it's closed. When we say to shut down, es chapar, cerrar para siempre. Oh, did you hear that restaurant, your favorite restaurant, shut down? You can also shut down your computer. So to shut down is cuando haces, with the switch. Es como apagar bien apagado. To shut down. Shut. Great, great word to know. Both of them are very useful words because you can say close the door, but a lot of times we say shut the door. Shut the door. So say it with me. This way we practice it together. Could you please shut the door because I'm shot? Say it with me. Shoot. Oh, so let's say shoot. Recorcholis. Shoot. Could you shut the door because I'm shot? There you go, folks. Playing with words in today's homophones. And now it's time for Name That Movie. Name that movie. That's right, amigos. That's right. It's Name That Movie, only on the show with no name. And here we go with this movie. I think this is appropriate for the season at hand. That's right. As we know, it's Halloween is right around the corner. That's right. There's your Wilhelm scream, which is probably a scream you've heard thousands of times in movies. Think about it. Close your eyes. Somebody just gets shot, and they fall off a bridge. How many times have you heard that scream? Exactly. Me too. And I found out about it. I was even thinking of doing an FYI episode on, well, I thought instead of that scream, doing it on sound effects in general. And we would have to talk about, obviously, George Lucas and company. All right, here we go, my amigos. I'm going to give you today's Name That Movie. An apprentice witch, 3 kids, and a cynical magician con man search for the missing component to a magic spell to be used in the defense of Britain in World War II. All right, so there you go, amigos. Got that for you. So, an apprentice, aprendiz. The noun is apprenticeship, right? So if you are an apprentice, you are doing an apprenticeship. Okay? So an apprentice witch, bruja, ahí lo has oído bien, que es un homófono para witch. Which witch do you prefer? ¿Cuál de las brujas prefieres? I said that to my daughter the other day. We were shopping for Halloween decorations, and there were a few witches, and I said, which witch do you want? And she laughed. She got the joke. I was like, Lara, which witch do you want? And she said, ha, 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 Papi, you're funny. So an apprentice witch, 3 kids, and a cynical, we say cynical, con A-L. A cynical magician, con man, estafador. A con man es un estafador. Search for the missing component, lo que falta, el componente faltante, to a magic spell. And a magic spell es un encanto, un hechizo. A magic spell to be used in the defense of Britain in World War II. All right. Anybody recognize it over there? I wonder if you're familiar with it. Well, in the meantime, here's some Oxford English, in case you didn't know. ¿Qué tiene que ver la Universidad de Oxford con Vaughan? Pues muchísimo. Es una alegría anunciar que Vaughan ha sido certificado como centro examinador de Oxford Test of English. A partir del próximo mes de marzo 2023, podrás hacer los exámenes de Oxford Test of English en los centros de Vaughan. Si quieres más información sobre esta iniciativa de Vaughan y Oxford, puedes ver más en nuestra página web, grupovaughan.com. O bien síguenos en redes sociales para más información. Oxford Test of English con Vaughan.
Brilliant.
That's right, folks. If you want more information, go to our website, grupovon.com, or you can, of course, contact us via social media and get more information. All right, it looks like nobody's figuring out our movie today. Let's see. Born to Iron Man says AC/DC, shoot from the hip. Oh, yeah, well, you'll hear shoot in a lot of songs, right? So shoot from the hip es ser directo. No dispares de aquí. Dispara desde adelante. Shoot from the hip, desde la cadera. And great, absolutely. It's all in the music. Born to Iron Man says, Chris, where are you? She's with her parents, guys. We'll give her the day off. She wrote to me because she participated in the Say What soundbite. But, folks, we've got a winner. It's Born to Iron Man. Bed knobs on broomsticks. And it's bed knobs and broomsticks. And what is a bed knob? Well, let's see. I don't know how to say it in Spanish. I'll just describe it to you. A bed knob is, what is it? Let's see. Because they don't have it. What is a bed knob? Bed knob and broomstick. What does bed knob? Okay. Bed knobs, because it's not a very common word. Okay. So bed knobs, con una K muda por medio. And I just Googled it. If you guys want to know the time in Spain or the weather in Pengo, all you have to do is just go to Google. And it says, what does bed knobs mean? Bed knobs are small, often round buttons or decorative knobs that are fitted to attach the headboard. So the headboard is la cabecera de la cama, I think you say. So I guess little decorative things, bed knobs. See, I didn't even know that one. I know the word knob, a knob. Let me tell you that word because that's got a funny double meaning. A knob es un pomo, picapuerte, o un botón. No? When you see Frankenstein, when he's trying to make the creature come alive, they throw the switch. There are many switches, interruptores, and knobs. It's alive! It's alive! We really are getting into the Halloween spirit here. Hey, we made jack-o'-lanterns yesterday, and next Monday, I'm doing a jack-o'-lantern workshop in my community. I'm doing a workshop with the kids, and I'm going to teach them in English how to carve a pumpkin and turn it into a jack-o'-lantern, right? It was like somebody put on Twitter, I put a quiz. Is this a pumpkin or a jack-o'-lantern? And somebody put, it's a pumpkin. And I put, it was a pumpkin until I cut it up. Then it became a jack-o'-lantern. And so the movie's Bed Knobs and Broomstick. And a broomstick, that one's pretty easy. El palo de la escoba. Okay. And to sweep is the verb. So you sweep with a broom. Sweep is an irregular verb. Sweep, swept, swept. Sorry, guys, I really didn't get any sweep. I swept very little. If you have a speech impediment, like the guy in Big Bang Theory, that's how he would say sleep. Do you want to sweep? Do I want to sweep the floor? No, sweep. All right. This is an awesome classic movie with Angela Lansbury. And Eglantine singing says, when you rush around in hopeless circles, when you rush around in hopeless circles, cuando vas dando prisa, correteando en círculos sin esperanza, searching everywhere for something true, buscando en todas partes por algo verdadero. You're at the age of not believing. Estás en la edad de no creer. When all the make-believe is through. Cuando acaba todo lo de crear, fantasear, right? And then Charlie says, this is Charlie to a T. To a T es clavado. To a T. And then Eglantine continues singing, when you set aside your childhood heroes, when you set aside, dejar a un lado, your childhood heroes, and your dreams are lost upon a shelf. Están en un estante perdidos tus sueños. You're at the age of not believing, and worst of all, you doubt yourself. Dudas de ti mismo. And then Eglantine speaks about an apple core. Throw that into the waste basket. It's another way of saying the trash can, the rubbish bin, the waste basket. Tíralo. And then she continues to sing, you're a castaway. Castaway is somebody who's on an island, naufragiado, where no one hears you, on a barren isle in a lonely sea. And a barren, one second, barren, infertil, estéril, árido, a barren isle. And an isle is another way of saying an island. And then Charlie says, what's that supposed to be? Poetry? ¿Y qué se supone que es eso? Poesía? What is that, poetry? And then Eglantine continues. She's still singing, and she goes, where did all the happy endings go? ¿Dónde han ido todos los happy endings? Where can all the good times be? ¿Dónde pueden estar los buenos ratos? And then she says, everyone on the bed who's going. Todos en la cama, quien vienen. And she says, you must face the age of not believing, doubting everything you ever knew, until at last, por fin, at last, you start believing there's something wonderful in you. Don't worry, I'm done. We need the rain. I know in Madrid we can, from Madrid south, we'll take all the rain we can get. Purple rain, purple rain. All right, folks, you know what that music means. We'll be back in a jiffy, in un plis plas, with the fourth and final part of today's show. So, stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the fourth and final part of today's show with no name on Vaughn Radio. Don't forget, this afternoon you've got Ximena Holiday and Test Your English. Then you've got the lunchtime show with Rob and Andy. After that, you've got Let's Get Random with Jules Linares. Then you've got our latest show, Speak Up with Ruby. Followed by The Salad with Dave Boyce. Drive Time with Kyle Miller. Frankly Speaking with Chris Frank. Richard Vaughn Live. And kick off your day with tons of energy on the Pro Bo Show with the one and only Rob Grams. So many reasons to listen to Vaughn Radio, not just to learn English, but to learn about all kinds of things that are happening in the world. A little bit of pop culture, a little news without giving you too much. I mean, don't we get enough? Somebody told me one time, you should talk about the news on your show. I'm like, you want more of that? I thought people wanted a place where they could get away from the Gaza Strip, La Franja de Gaza, or whatever the trending topic of the day is. We're here to learn English and have fun and to be challenged in today's Double Trouble.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is.
Give it up.
Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
That's right, amigos. This is your Double Trouble today, and I think it's pretty easy, so I want everybody to take a shot over here. And remember, even if you get it wrong, you don't lose anything at all. Why? Well, you'll get it right next time we look at either one of these idiomatic expressions. So these are two collocations or idiomatic expressions today, but I think that it's going to be pretty easy to do. Let's see how you guys do. Te tengo calado. Tienes los días contados. You've got to use the same word twice. That's the way Double Trouble works, as you know. Te tengo calado, fichado. I think you say too. Tienes los días contados. Okay? Como que te queda poco tiempo tú aquí. All right? I think you know it. I think it should be easy. In the meantime, let me give you guys today's Say What soundbite for the fourth and final time. I don't think anyone's gotten it yet. Good luck.
And then it was year 6, and my contract is now up. I want you to pay me what you're paying the men. I have the highest demographics of all women in television, 18 to 49. You can see I've smartened up by this point.
All right, folks, there you go. That is your Say What soundbite for the fourth time. We're going to take a look at who it is. We're going to take a look at what they're talking about, which I think most of you got the gist of it. And I think many of you, many of you are going to know who this is. I mean, she's not like famous, like Steve Jobs famous, but she's definitely famous. There's no doubt about it. All right. So, te tengo calado. Tienes los días contados. Okay. Let's see. Brand says, I know your days are finishing. But you have to use the same word twice, so I don't know. Nope. Okay, good effort, but you got to at least use the same word twice in this translation. That's the whole idea behind Double Trouble. So, te tengo calado. Tienes los días contados. Ooh, don't tell me nobody's going to figure it out. I'll give it to you. I'll give you another 10 seconds. 20 seconds, maybe. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, he didn't need another 20 seconds because he is on fire today. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for your classmate, Born to Iron Man. Nailed it. That's right. He nailed it, folks. So the first part, I have or I've got. Yo diría I've got, pero te vale I have. I've got your number. Okay. I've got your numbers. Te he visto venir ahí, right? I've got your number. Te tengo calado. Te tengo fichado. I've got your number. And then he says, you have your days numbered. Well, the second part is a little bit off too, but don't worry. Well, you're on the right track. And as I said, you did a wonderful job. So let's take a look here. He says, I have your number. As I said, I would say, I've got your number. Okay. And you have your day's number. Creo que lo has traducido al español. It would be much more natural to say your days are numbered. En vez de you have, right? Eso sería la española. So your days are numbered. Great job. Born to Iron Man. A couple little adjustments. Unos ajustes. All right. All right. Let's see. Kubla taking a stab at it with some other words. He says, I see through you. You're through. Kubla, unbelievable. Excellent. It works. Funciona. Estás acabado. No te queda nada aquí. I see through you. I can see through you means puedo ver quién eres de verdad. I see through you. Veo otra vez, ¿no? Como si fueras de cristal. Think of it that way. Come on, man. I see through you. I know your intentions. So great one, Kubla. I see through you. You're through. Estás acabado. Wonderful job. Wonderful. Also, Kubla has taken a stab at our he's taken a stab at our say what soundbite. Kubla looks right except for the 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth word is wrong, but the rest looks right. So just one word off is not bad. And wait, there's Laura as well. And Laura also, oh, wait, you guys both got the same mistake there. So, ooh, that was a tough word today, but don't worry, we'll clear it up in a little bit. Excellent effort, Kubla and Laura. Wonderful job, Kubla and Laura. Nailed it. Just one word off. Let's just put it this way. The word your is year, año. And then it was year 6, año 6. En vez de your 6, tú 6. Ahora lo vamos a oír, pero es para que estés pendiente después. So, and then it was year 6. Era año 6 de mi contrato. So esa palabra no era your, sino year. But again, excellent job, guys. You really did a wonderful job. And we'll take a look at that in just a little bit. But what did we have to do? Oh, yeah. So te tengo calado. Tienes los días contados. I've got your number. Okay. Y tono es muy importante. Como, a mí no me engañas, right? I've got your number. Your days are numbered. Okay. Aquí te quedan 2 telediarios. I love that one in Spanish. Te quedan 2 telediarios. You've got 2 news reports left. Okay. It's a funny one. It's a really good one. So I've got your number. Your days are numbered. Or as Kubla gave us, which was just wonderful too, Kubla. He said, I see through you. You're through. All right. Well, wonderful job, alumnos míos. And now I'm going to reward you with some of my amazing jokes. Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar.
You're joking. Kubla, I'm cracking up. No, the word six was correct. He just changed the word six for sex. No, that one was fine. It was the word your is supposed to be year. Kubla, what's on your mind? That's not the one I was talking about. I just said, a Freudian slip, right? Un lapsus freudiano. All right, here we go with today's jokes. Let's see if you guys get them. What is a teenager who never grows old called? Okay. ¿Cómo llamamos a un teenager que nunca envejece? You can say get old or grow old. So, what do you call a teenager that never grows old or never gets old? Easy. You could call him Constantine. Constantine? Constantine? Constantinople, the Holy Roman Empire, Constantine the Great. Constantine? Teenager Constant. What do you call a teenager who never grows old? Constantine. The famous Roman emperor. I've got to be honest, it's not a very common name in the United States. Yeah, you don't hear it too often, Constantine. It's a cool name, right? So yeah, we say Constantine, but if you say it, it sounds like un teenager constante. Que no, like Peter Pan. He's never, ever going to grow old. All right. How is a magician similar to a soccer player? How is a magician similar to a soccer player? I don't say a football player because in my country, a football player is something else. So, how is a magician similar to a soccer player? Hat tricks. Come on, that's an easy one. A hat trick is when you score 3 goals, right? It's also in hockey as well. I don't know what other sports, but I know in soccer, in hockey, when you score 3 goals, it's called a hat trick, right? All right. Well, also, what do magicians do? They pull rabbits out of hats. That chistera, as you call it, is in English. Do you know what it's called? It's called a top hat. And we use the expression a lot in English. Man, when they hired him, he was really pulling rabbits out of hats. Estaba haciendo milagros. Estaba haciendo magia, sorprendiendo a todos. So you get it? Hat tricks, trucos con chistera, con un hat trick. All right. Why did the tomato turn red? We looked at that before, to turn red or to blush. Why did the tomato turn red or blush? Well, he saw the salad dressing. No, he saw the salad dressing. Well, salad dressing, aliño. Oh, by the way, I make a mean honey vinaigrette. I make a mean one, es hago uno de lujo. I make a mean garlic honey vinaigrette. My grandma's recipe. Oh, yeah. So that's called salad dressing, aliño, right? Para la ensalada. But also, he saw the salad dressing, vio la ensalada vistiéndose, and he Why did the tomato turn red? He saw the salad dressing. Okay, one more, because we've got to move on. Where do hamburgers take their dates for a romantic dance? Okay. Where do hamburgers take their dates, sus citas, for a romantic dance? Una danza, un baile romántico. The meatball. No. The meatball. Well, you know what a meatball is. That's a very logical word. una albóndiga, right? A meatball. But also a ball is a big gala, a big formal party. Cinderella went to the ball. Cenicientas. That dance was called the ball. You say una gala, right? The governor's ball. It's a very famous dinner party in the United States, the governor's ball. So the meatball, el baile de la carne, el albóndiga. Okay, all right, fine. I'll move on, but only because it's time for famous birthday trivia.
Birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Birthdays for him. Famous birthdays for her. Birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's famous birthdays only on the show with no name. And remember to let me know when you have a birthday coming up, because we'd love to help you celebrate too. All right, let's take a look over here. Sorry, I had to clear my throat there for a second. Sacar mocos, you say? To clear your throat, we say. Aclarar la garganta. All right, our first birthday boy was born today in 1947. He is an American musician and songwriter, best known as a founding member of the Grateful Dead, or as they're just called, the Dead. The Grateful Dead, one of the most famous jam bands in the United States, right? And in the world. I mean, they had a cult following. People would quit their jobs and go on tour and live on the road with them. It was insane. I'm very lucky because my first concert ever was a Grateful Dead show. And I think I got a contact high. Creo que me coloqué sin querer, ¿no? Del aire. It's called un colocón de contacto, de estar ahí. And I'll never forget it, though. Sting opened up. El telonero fue Sting. And they got some really cool songs if you want to hear that Americana sound. One of my favorites, Casey Jones. Driving that train, high on cocaine. Casey Jones, you better watch your speed. Trouble ahead, you know, trouble behind. And you know that notion just crossed my mind. They've got one, check out this one, Touch of Grey. Se llama Toque de Gris. And in that song, he says, the chorus is, I will get by, I will survive. Y ahí practica, says, I will get by. Lo dice muchas veces en la canción. It's called Touch of Grey. And these guys were, from the San Francisco Bay Area. You think of counterculture in the United States in the 1960s and the hippie movement, and you can't leave out the Grateful Dead. And yes, the least thing they had to worry about was weed. Right, Mario? It was LSD, other things like that. Number 2, she's an English-American actress and singer who died in 2022, so fairly recently. She was very, very famous for tons and tons of movies, but really, everybody knew her for Murder, She Wrote. That's right. She was in many movies, such as Bedknobs and Broomsticks and many, many things. But really, many people know her as Sleuth. Sleuth is another way of saying detective. Jessica Fletcher in Murder, She Wrote. And last but not least, from another sitcom, another series, she was born in 1946. She played Chrissy on the show Three's Company. Come and knock on our door. Take a step that is new. Where the kisses are hers and his. Three's Company too. Do 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 do. I don't know about you guys, but this woman was one of my first crushes. Like her and Mary Poppins. I just remember, like, Mom, can we watch Mary Poppins? Mom, what time is Three's Company on? I didn't want to watch the show. Although Jack Ritter was really funny. He played Jack Tripper. And yeah, there were three roommates who lived together. It was a really popular show in its heyday, en su mejor momento. All right, anybody going once, going twice? All right, folks. Well, we've got it over here. Number one is Bob Weir from the Grateful Dead. Number two, Angela Lansbury. And number three, Suzanne Summers. Suzanne Summers, and she played Chrissy. And this is Suzanne Summers in our Say What soundbite today. She was talking about how all the guys on the show were making a lot more than her, like 2 or 3 times more than she was bringing in. And she was really, okay, Jack was really, like, he was a star on the show, and he was a star. He was in many movies. John Ritter, right, is the actor's name. He passed away. But Suzanne Summers, I mean, she was just this hot blonde, and everybody loved that character. She was so famous, and she realized she wasn't making as much money as she should be. And she says, and then it was year 6 and my contract is now up, acabándose. Año 6 y se está acabando. She says, I want you to pay me what you're paying the men. I have the highest demographics of all women in television, 18 to 49. You can see I smartened up by this point. And to smarten up es espabilarse. Makes sense, no? Ponerse más listo. Here's birthday girl Suzanne Summers.
And then it was year 6 and my contract is now up. I want you to pay me what you're paying the men. I have the highest demographics of all women in television, 18 to 49. You can see I smartened up by this point.
Folks, it's time for Name That Lyric.
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is. No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. That's right. It's Name That Lyric. And wonderful job to each and every one of you today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your participation, for your positive energy. It's always great to be here with you and teach you English and learn and laugh together. Stay tuned for Ximena Holiday and her program, Test Your English. Also, mark your calendars. If you haven't written it down yet, then you weren't listening to my daughter, Lara. It's November 1st. I hope to see you all at our Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. It's going to be tons of fun. And I'll give you today's song. Today's song is Grateful Dead, Ripple. And ripple, you probably know this from water. When you put a drop into water, it ripples, right? Ondear, ola pequeña, una onda. So the ripple effect, which is un efecto, a ver cómo lo llaman aquí. The ripple effect is el efecto domino, reacción cadena. Uno hace otra onda más grande y se van extendiendo, ondas expansivas, the ripple effect. So the great word to know, and it's the Grateful Dead, which is an all-American band. I love them, as I said, first concert ever, so that really definitely left a mark on me. And it goes like this. This is absolutely a beautiful song here. It goes, if my words did glow with the gold of sunshine. If my words did glow, si mis palabras brillasen, fluorescentes, ¿no? With the gold of sunshine, el oro de la luz solar, and my tunes were played on the harp unstrung. And my tunes were played. Tocaba mis canciones en una arpa que no tenía cuerdas, in a harp unstrung. Would you hear my voice come through the music? Oirás a mi voz penetrar la música. Would you hold it near? Lo aguantarías cerca, lo sujetarías, abrazarías, as if it were your own, como si fuera tuyo propio. So, folks, this is a beautiful song. If you haven't heard it, give it a listen. And thank you. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure, as always, amigos. And we'll be back tomorrow with more Show with No Name. I promise. If my words did glow. Sing it with me. You can Google it.